Hello, 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 hello. Hey, what's up? Yeah, good. I'm doing good. Doing pretty good on time. Let's see. Do I have everything I need? Yes, I think so. I could be doing with the water, but I can probably get one during a video clip. How are you guys doing? How are you? Enough about me. Trump went to McDonald's. That's the news. He worked as a fry chef. To point out that I guess Kamala said she worked at McDonald's and never did. So, hey, people in the chat. Hey, King Ravana. Hey, Jedi. Hey, Harry Eyeball. What's up? So I have some various clips I sourced from the internet. As always, we'll go over the odds that Trump is going to win. And the news is always doing a countdown. It's the 21st. So there are 31 days in this month because October 31st is Halloween. So that would be 10 days. And then the election's on the 5th. So that would be 15 days. I guess we're 15 days from the election. Things are going to get really serious. Now things get serious. They're still criticizing Trump for various things he said and the way he talks. So I'll show you that. They're criticizing, AOC's criticizing him for working at McDonald's. Speaking of Zen, Tucker Carlson is releasing his own nicotine product. And it's going to be stronger than these. That's what it looks like, at least. Yeah. Katie shared with me that Tucker Carlson said he's switching from Zen to another brand, but it's another brand that he created. He created a nicotine pack. This is a nicotine package that has salts, nicotine salts in it. And it's food grade, supposedly, so you could just eat it if you wanted to. 5th of November. That's right. The election happens to be November 5th. It's the first Tuesday in November, right? That's when the election is. I think that's how it always has been. Or sometimes there's weird things they do with dates where they say it's the first Tuesday after the first Monday. It might be that. I'm not sure because I feel like it's been on the 8th before. I feel like it's been all the way out to the 8th, which wouldn't be the first Tuesday, but the second Tuesday. When are U.S. elections held? And we're one of the only countries that does. Is statutory set? Let's see, election day. And then you can already vote, I believe, here in California. I have my ballot. I've told you guys. Yeah, it is the first. It's the Tuesday next after the first Monday in November. Yeah, that is how it's set. I was correct. So it has to be after a Monday. So it's the first Tuesday after the first Monday. And so when the month begins on a Tuesday, it's not until the following Tuesday. Hope you guys learned something today. It's exciting, right? Random facts. So anyway, November 5th, that's when the election is. Trump is surging in the odds. Oh, and polling has changed for him too. As far as 538 blog says, he's flipped that since we started looking at it. So we'll look at all the various information about the election. We're predicting that Trump will win. The odds are that he'll win. That's my prediction. So I'm not betting on it because I thought about it. I said I would bet it like $100 on it, but I'd rather have $100 in Bitcoin, to be honest, which is kind of like betting on Trump too, because he's a pro-Bitcoin presidential candidate. So if I had $100, I'd just buy Bitcoin probably instead of wasting my money on a bet, because I can always hold on to the Bitcoin, and who knows, they might steal it. They aren't setting that up quite as much this time around. It's not being set up quite as much this time around that if Democrats win, it's because they stole it. Like Trump hasn't been saying that as much recently as I remember the last cycle. I think in advance of the last cycle, he was setting it up that if they won, it would be because they cheated. So, oh, goodness. Buenos dias, buenos tardes, or maybe buenos noches. I'm not sure. We'll play our intro and we'll get started.
Okay, cue musical intro. Boy, that's brilliant. I do think some things in the world are real. Like you guys. You guys are real. Most of you. Most of my listeners, I think, are not just in my head. I think I have the metrics to prove it. You've taken a leap of faith today. What is that sound? And I apologize if you take offense. I'm a little offended myself. Welcome to our show. Welcome to the future. What it is, joining you live from sunny California. It's a beautiful day today. I'm your host, Nathan Stoltman. And I bring you the news, the real news.
Yes. Someone's complaining about the thumping on the keyboard. Sorry, I type hard and fast. And I understand that's loud. I already have everything set up. Like the microphone is actually a long way from the keyboard, but I'm sorry. I have my gain turned all the way down, actually. How do I sound? Good. Better. I've had a few complaints about volume, so I just want to make sure everybody's happy. Yeah, video sometimes at different levels than my voice, etc. I had headphones that would let me monitor things better. Alas, I destroyed those headphones. So I need something new. All right, let's see. AirPods connect. All right, cool. We're good. And someone asked, Aaron's Energy says, Nathan, what's your take on Elon's support of Trump? I think it's a very risky thing to do. I can understand it because, thank you, Aaron's Energy 313 for the question. I think Elon, it's a risky, like if I were a business owner and then the richest person in the world, if you're a business owner, like most businesses aren't taking a position, or their CEOs, like Apple's CEO, Tim Cook, I don't think is taking a position on the election because he doesn't want to alienate any of his customers. So I would think that Elon Musk, somebody might say that like regular judgment would be that if you're the CEO of a company that sells products to consumers, that you don't want to take political stances because you want to sell your customer to your product to everybody. So it's weird that he's decided to go ahead and take a position, but he's the type of person that says what's on his mind. So that's like the type of person he is. But yeah, while I was selling cars, and like we had an electric car coming out, so I had people coming in their Teslas, for example, who said, oh yeah, I can't stand Elon Musk anymore. I don't want to have a Tesla anymore. So it obviously does really genuinely affect people and their purchasing decisions. So I would think that but it's very brave of him, I think, to go out on a limb for Donald Trump. And I think he does, I think it's reasonable. So that's my answer on that. Hopefully I answered it adequately. That's my take. I'll give you an Elon Musk video since you mentioned Elon Musk. This is him answering a question about abortion. Barbie, I'm going to show you the McDonald's thing. Yeah, the McDonald's thing was apparent. It's a huge success. The McDonald's thing, even CNN said it was a great idea. It was a great stunt. He didn't even do it for that long, but he fried some fries, then worked the drive-through window a little bit. Oh, let me run my banner for our shop. Make sure to check out our store, Truth Revolution Clothing, at truthclothing.io, and the big sale there. I'll run an ad for it later. So yeah, I'll show you guys Trump at McDonald's. There's a huge crowd that gathered too. Yeah. Okay, let me show you this for the person who asked a question about Elon. People said this is a good answer about abortion. At least the person that posted this, called Tesla and Doge, says this is the best answer you could possibly give to this question about abortion. Okay, I'll play that.
I'm just wondering if you would ever consider publicly supporting the pro-life movement.
Yeah, I mean, so obviously this is a contentious topic, if there ever was one. It is perhaps the most contentious topic. And to be clear out there, President Trump has been clear that he will veto a national abortion ban. He has said that because the Democrats have said that he will apply a national abortion ban, and that is causing a lot of sort of independent voters to actually not vote for Trump because they think that he will implement a national abortion ban. He has been very clear that he thinks it's a states' rights issue, and he will veto a national abortion ban. Now, there is no answer to this question that will not offend some number of people. But nonetheless, I will tell you what my opinion is, which will certainly offend some number of people. My opinion is that if a baby can survive outside the womb, it cannot be aborted. It cannot. So if a baby can survive outside the womb, if it is far enough in gestation to survive outside the womb, at that point it is not abortion, it is murder. So obviously,
I think that's the same as what Roe v. Wade was. Oh, this goes on even longer, but I think that's what Roe v. Wade's guaranteed was. It was like 22 weeks or 24 weeks or something. I think it was supposedly around the time the baby would be able to survive outside the womb. That's what was guaranteed, I believe, through Roe v. Wade. But it didn't. But Roe v. Wade didn't make it illegal to do it after. In some places, you can do it after, in certain conditions at least, like health of the mother and so forth. So anyway, yeah, that's. I'll play the rest of his answer. This is for the person who asked me an Elon Musk question.
Now, part of the challenge here is that the education system has terrified girls and women, and relentlessly pushed the idea that getting pregnant can be is the end of your life. Like your career is dead. You're be ostracized from society, and so when you instill terror in young girls that getting pregnant is the worst thing that could happen, they obviously they believe that if they're just kids, and so that when that is a deep-seated belief that they've been hit with in the educational system for a long time, then the idea that they will not be able to get an abortion even in extreme circumstances is obviously a terrifying situation, and they will not vote for any candidate who might essentially who would stop them from getting an abortion even in extreme circumstances. So this is the issue that we face. It's this relentless push in education, terrifying girls and women that if they get pregnant, their life's over. And the reality is there's nothing greater than having a kid. And so, I get more joy in my life for my kids than anything else. and that's generally true of all humans. In fact, if that is how we evolved. That it is a very natural thing that you will love your children.
There you go.
So in fact, having a child will make you happier than anything else in your life ever.
Okay, there's his answer. Yep, on abortion. So that was for the person who asked me about the Elon Musk question. Yeah, Elon Musk is also giving away $1 million. I don't have a clip about that, but Democrats are like looking into it. AOC or Kamala, I think, said she's looking into it. He's giving $1 million a day to people in Pennsylvania who sign his petition, which is a petition supporting free speech and free guns, or First Amendment and Second Amendment. I believe it's a petition to support free speech and the Second Amendment. Devotee in the chat says Trump sounds a little gay talking about Arnold Palmer's junk. I have that clip because you mentioned it, and I'm attentive to the chat. I will play that. Arnold Palmer's penis. Yes, Donald Trump did talk about Arnold Palmer's penis today for some reason, unprovoked, nonetheless. So let's look at the odds. We're getting close to the end. 15 days. Wow, they're really blowing out. I mean, it's blown out since this morning. I'll show you the odds on Poly Market, which is the largest betting market. And then I'll show you the odds on Predict It too. Let's see, Poly Market. So this is the latest. It's spread out to basically as much as when the nominee was still Joe Biden. It looks like this is the blowout from the debate right here. This looks like when the debate happened, and he was at 70.5. So he got all the way up to 71.5. Wow, at the highest, it looks like. So it was at 71.5 at one point, and now it's all the way back to 63.5. 63.5 to 36.1. I mean, that's really extreme. And it started happening the more Kamala Harris started talking, really. I mean, it really started to blow out the week she started doing all the interviews. So it gives you the impression that the more people hear Kamala Harris, the more they don't like her. So like the more exposure, the more she does well, like the more exposure she gets, the more people decide they don't like her. Seems like, although this is just betting odds. This isn't based on the polls. Everybody says that based on the polls, it's a toss-up. But actually, which is pretty close to the truth. 538, which used to be Nate Silver's site, came up with some fancy way to predict based on mashing all the polls together and then running simulations. So out of their simulations, when we first checked in on this statistic right here, which is from 538 blog, they run 1,000 simulations of elections, and when we first checked in on this, maybe a week ago, might have been the first time we looked at this, it was Harris 55 to Trump 45. That 55 times out of 100, Harris would win. So she was favored when we first checked in on this. Today, I check in on it, and Trump is now favored. We've checked in on it maybe 3 or 4 times, and it's been going towards Trump's direction. So now Trump's direction is, his momentum is going forward to taking the lead, and now he's actually in the lead. And on this, on the 538 prediction. And then what's Nate Silver's prediction? Nate Silver election odds. Let's see. Okay, here. So Nate Silver now left 538. That was the one he made. Let's see it. This one looks like. This is called the Silver Bulletin. It's a direct descendant of the 538 election forecast. So Harris is leading in the polls nationally, but only by 1.5 points. She's ahead by 1.5 points, and that's not enough to win the election overall. So she'll win she's still favored to win the popular vote, but I'm looking at the odds here. Yeah, when you go to the Real Clear Politics map with no toss-ups, let's take a look. Let's refresh that. It was 312 to 226, still 312 to 226, no toss-ups. So Trump is still ahead with the no toss-ups. Winning in Pennsylvania, winning in North Carolina, winning in Georgia, winning in Arizona, winning in Wisconsin, winning in Michigan, winning in Nevada. He's ahead in every single swing state. But then it shows this other, it's very complicated tracking all the different odds. Electoral College odds, it shows here on the right, Trump is leading every single state. But then on the left here, oh, this is national. I see. That's national. Good. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Trump is winning every single swing state in the polls, which was never the case in previous elections. He was never doing this well in the polls. Then we'll check out Predict It. Predict It's got it 56 to 47. Not nearly as wide as the odds on Polymarket, but they have it 56 to 47 on Predict It. So yeah, you could still make a bet. I do think it's a pretty good bet. Like I said, if I think about it, I just think Bitcoin's safer, and it's a little like betting on Trump buying Bitcoin, because he will be the Bitcoin president, he says. So I don't know if Kamala Harris will be bad for cryptocurrency, but Donald Trump would be good. So let's take a look at the Bitcoin price. Bitcoin's at 67.5 today. It's been going up. It went all the way up to 69 over the weekend. So it's a little down today, down 2% today, but it's been up. So we're looking at Bitcoin. We're looking at silver. We're looking at gold. Silver's at $34, which is crazy. Gold's over $2,700. So commodities. I mean, all these things that inflate are, gold is over 2,700. Gold futures at 27.36. I mean, very high. It was down today. But if you look at the daily chart, that's the daily chart. It's just been going up and up and up this year. So get your silver, get your gold, get your crypto. Okay. All right. Sounds good. We went over the predictions, the polls. Trump is favored to win. I'd say he's probably going to win. You want to see him at McDonald's? Let's see if I can get you that. There we go. Huge crowds. It was in Pennsylvania, I believe, suburbs of Philadelphia. Although I could be wrong about that. These are the huge crowds. Let's see. Wow. I'm having problems. Come on. My computer's like freezing up on me for some reason. There we go. Oh no. It just deleted my tab. And it wants me to update. What? Everything just dropped out. Jeez. Okay, all right. Here we go. History. Okay. President Trump. Okay, here we go. It just kicked that tab straight out. So we're getting close. 15 days, right? 15 days. And it looks like Trump's going to win. And if Trump wins, what's going to happen next? People say there's going to be a civil war. People like Tim Pool. Here's the huge crowds. Really? That's in Pennsylvania. Wow, look how many people. Yeah. That's just to see him drive by. It's a madhouse. Danger Man 5 says, why are MAGA so vulnerable to a stunt like Trump at McDonald's? All he did was make a couple of fries and hand out of the bag. He did no real work. It's true. He didn't do anything. He even had the guy work in the fryer. I watched like the long, there's a whole full unedited video of him there that was on YouTube. And I was watching it yesterday. Yeah, and he works the fry. The guy shows him how to do every single thing, and then he does it one time, never does it by himself. And then he stands by the window. They hand him bags that are pre-prepared. He like shoveled some fries and stuff. But it's true he didn't do much. But whether MAGA are vulnerable to it, it was funny. I don't know. I'll play. CNN even thought it was great. CNN's is trying to test out going a little right wing, but yeah, here he is handing out bags to people. People were really excited. Here's the guy that was most excited about meeting him. But there they had him in that special apron and everything. But yeah, it's a stunt. It's just a stunt. The whole thing, for sure. But people don't care because it was fun. It was just funny, I guess. His whole point was that Kamala Harris never worked at a McDonald's. That was his point, supposedly. And then he was shown that he worked at a McDonald's. Here he is working at it.
I could do this all day. I wouldn't mind this job. I like this job. I think I might come back and do it again. Thank you. Look at that.
Mr.
Look at that. How are you?
Thank you, Mr. President.
Nice to see you.
You made it possible for ordinary people like us to meet you.
You're not ordinary.
I mean, thank you so much
You
for
are not
everything
ordinary.
you're
I
doing.
can see.
We pray for you, and you are the type of person we want to be the president.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
So nice. Thank
Thank
you
you.
very much. Yeah, I took a bullet. That's right.
Thank you, Mr. President.
When you think about it, I guess that's right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I could do this all day. I wouldn't mind this job.
They're like, you took a bullet for us. He was like, yeah, you're right. I did. He's funny. He has no humility or anything. Some people in the chat don't like Donald Trump. That's cool. Actually, that's cool. I've been there. Now I'm not there because the election, and it's like he is better than Kamala for a lot of things I'm interested in particular, including cryptocurrency. So if I had reasons, I don't like the lesser of two evils situation, but in this case, I don't know. I totally disagree with him on certain things, and he's kind of I don't know that he's a good guy necessarily deep down, but I hear you. Suzette Ann says he did not take a bullet for us. Yeah. No, I feel you on that. Trump is imperfect, an imperfect human being. And I will be frustrated when he's president and he does something stupid. And then I criticize him for it. And everybody goes, oh, you're the worst. I hate, you're a left-wing shill, or you like Kamala or something like that. People come out of the woodwork when you criticize Trump. So yeah, that is frustrating. I remember at the end of last time, I really didn't want him to be president anymore after the last time. I really didn't like it by the end. And I thought the January 6th stuff, like the January 6th stuff, as much as the left overuses it, I don't even know if I want to say it because I'll get so much backlash, but it's like, he did invite everyone there. I mean, he takes no blame for it. for the January 6th thing. He did instigate it, really. I mean, he was the one saying the election was stolen and everybody should show up and it's going to be wild and all that stuff. I mean, he did kind of, if it weren't for Trump, it probably wouldn't have happened. I mean, he's kind of saying that it would have, but if it weren't for him, it probably wouldn't have happened. It wasn't like, something you want to see every election, people storming the Capitol and smashing windows and all that crap. It wasn't like awesome. So I can see people that are like me, kind of like independent, who would think that kind of thing is bad, or that he won't accept the election this time. I think this time, if he wins, I don't think anyone's going to accept the election this time. Either side, because everybody's a conspiracy theorist now. They'll pull out things. They'll say that side cheated, this side cheated. And then so I don't know what's going to happen. It's not like it's going to be over after 15 days from now. The election's not going to be over for a while. People are going to be arguing, and there might be lawsuits, and there will be conspiracy theories for sure. The last time was so crazy. But they're going to say they don't know. They'll drag it out. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. The thing is right now, it could be a soft landslide for Trump. It might be like a little bit of a landslide for Trump in the Electoral College. So they might really have to accept it. But then you have the thing that Mark Halperin was warning about, which is that there will be a mental health crisis immediately, because people are convinced that Donald Trump is so terrible. And it's not that they won't believe the results, but they'll believe them and they'll think to themselves that the world is upside down. Like they will no longer be able to make sense of the rational world. They'll be like, how can my fellow Americans actually vote for this guy? And they'll think, I don't know if I can live here anymore. This is insane. Like, people elected a racist dictator on day one. So I don't know. I mean, that's the kind of thing that does concern me. I hate to be alarmist in general, but what that one guy said about the mental health crisis, maybe I'll play that again. Well, okay, first let me play CNN saying that the Trump rally was good. I mean, the McDonald's Trump rally. The McDonald's stunt was a good stunt. Here we go. Hold on, I'll play that.
I have to say, when I first saw that image of Trump kind of hanging out the drive-through window, a part of me thought, wow, is that real? I never thought he would do something like that. The Trump that we saw in 1999 in that old ad is the one that was much more familiar to me. Like, look, we're going to run this town, right? Like someone who owns a McDonald's, not someone who works in one. I mean, clearly they have a strategy to try to appeal to working class voters, try to, twist the knife on Harris. But I still found these images to be jarring.
Well, part of what is so striking about them is that he's not trying to not be Donald Trump. Like some politicians go and they try to dress up as somebody they're not. He's still got the red tie. He's still so clearly himself. And I think this was an unbelievably smart move, because one thing that has differentiated Donald Trump from other really wealthy politicians is that he has never been seen as the aloof, the billionaire who would never deign to hang out with the commoners. Like, he has always sort of portrayed himself as, I'm the rich guy who doesn't really like the other rich guys. I'm one of you. And this is part of this. I think this was insanely smart.
So who are these people at CNN? CNN is changing, because I'm pulling a lot of clips from CNN where they're saying nice things about Trump. I don't know who this lady is, Kristen Soltis Anderson, CNN political commentator. So they must have gotten, the stuff works from the top down. They must have gotten the green light to say nice things about Trump on CNN. I figured eventually things would go that way. I mean, the mood is shifting, the climate is shifting. People are much more this time around being nice about Trump because they know that half of the country likes him or is willing to vote for him. So that, and if they just keep saying he's Hitler, then they're going to lose viewers overall. So they're trying, as an economic decision to say nice things about Trump. All right, check out our sale. This is an ad from our sponsor, Truth Revolution Clothing, at truthclothing.io. You can see it running across the bottom of your screen, the website, and there's a link in the description that goes straight to the sale. I have on a shirt that is sold out. Many styles are selling out or sold out. Get them while you still can. We have several shirts that are $5. $5 for a t-shirt, marked down from like $35 in one case for these American-made shirts. So get them while you can. Truth Revolution Clothing, truthclothing.io. Get a Bitcoin shirt, get a crypto future shirt. Those are only $5 here, and you can get them in your size still. Otherwise, get them quickly because they are selling out fast. We only have a few. Hoodies are almost sold out. I see a few over there. There's a few over there. We have them in XL, I believe. But check them out. Anyway, go to truthclothing.io. Check out our sale. It's our clearance sale. Okay. Check it out. Truthclothing.io. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Okay, Lester Green says, is it an economic decision to say nice things about him, or does the media want Trump to win this time? Well, it's possible. It's certainly possible that they want him to win, or they want to be well positioned if he wins. I don't know. So this is AOC, who didn't approve of the McDonald's thing. I played you on CNN and really liked it. At least that one commentator said it was great. Here's Harris.
Donald Trump putting on a little McDonald's costume because he thinks that's what people do. They're not trying to empathize with us. They are making fun of us. They are making fun of us. Donald Trump thinks that people who work at McDonald's are a joke. Elon Musk thinks that dangling money in front of a working person is a cute thing to do when the election of our lives is before us. Because that's what people and billionaires like that do. Donald Trump putting on a little...
And she doesn't like the $1 million going to Pennsylvania voters for signing a petition. It's not even for voting or anything. It's just for signing a petition. Just kind of strange. So that's pretty much it for the fries, unless you guys want to watch more of it. But that's pretty much what was on the internet about it. I have Trump saying something funny at a rally. I'll show you that. Then I'll show you Trump. I'll show you the things they're criticizing Trump for right now, including him talking about Arnold Palmer's junk. Okay. So here's Trump saying something goofy.
Good. These lights are so bright in my eyes that I can't see too many people out there. But I can only see the black ones. I can't see any white ones, you see? That's how far I've come. That's how far I've come. That's a long way, isn't it? These lights. We've come a long way together. Lynn Patton. Good.
There you go.
These
only
lights
see the
are
black
so bright
one.
in my...
It's funny. Don't know where he came up with that. All right. Then Trump saying terrible. They're really letting out. It's really getting contentious. Trump is really saying mean things about Kamala. Here he is. People, disapprove of this kind of language. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Got to share that tab. Oops, sound's out. Okay. Fix that. Stop screen. Helena says, election of our lives. Yeah. I don't know if you're making fun of her grammar or just making fun of the fact. I would put together a supercut of people saying this is the most important election ever. And I would do it for every single election. Because it's without fail. It's this time bias. People think, people always think they're in the most important time, The most important election of our life. All right, this is what Trump said today. Yesterday, it looks like.
Kamala Harris, that you've had enough, that you just can't take it anymore. We can't stand you. You're a shit vice president. The worst. You're the worst vice president. Kamala, you're fired. Get the hell out of here. You're fired. Get out of here. Get the hell out of here, Kamala. Kamala Harris, that you
He says it with joy. He says it with joy. People didn't like that he said that. He said he was going to defund. Let's see what I have. Yeah, okay. He's going to defund public schools if they teach the wrong thing. I'm just playing you like, for some reason, I got a bunch of left-wing stuff in my feed today. So I was getting people being critical of Trump, which actually is great. Because there are certain left-wing accounts I used to follow that I never see anymore. And like, I didn't choose to not see those accounts anymore. I actually like to see what they're saying. Here's one saying that he's going to follow Project 2025 because he's going to eliminate funding for schools. And the sound went out again. Goes out every time. Okay, here he is saying he's going to defund public schools.
It's not anything to do with school choice, but also separate from school choice. We're going to take the Department of Education, close it. I'm going to close it. We'll have one person, could be you if you decide to retire.
Okay, Mr. President, here's what bothers me.
Central cast.
Here's what bothers me about that. So let's say you have a liberal city, let's Los Angeles, San Diego, and they just decide we're going to get rid of that history. We got new history. This is America built off the backs of slaves on stolen land. And that curriculum comes in.
Then we don't send them money. We would save half of our budget.
Okay.
There you go.
So he's talking about defunding schools who the way it's interpreted by the left is that if they teach about slavery, they'll get defunded. So that's the left's like kind of wet dream, though, is that Project 2025, which says probably to eliminate the Department of Education. And I haven't even read it, to be honest, the Project 2025 stuff, because Trump says he doesn't support it. He hasn't read it. Okay, we'll play you the clip of Trump talking about Arnold Palmer's. Oops, yeah, sound goes out every time I change tabs. Here we go. Here he is talking about Arnold Palmer's junk.
Arnold Palmer was all man. And I say that in all due respect to women, and I love women. But this is a guy that was all man. His man was strong and tough. And I refuse to say it, but when he took showers with the other pros, they came out of there, they said, oh my God. That's unbelievable. I had to say it. We have women that are highly sophisticated here, but they used to look at Arnold and say, man, but he was really something special. Arnold was something special. So I just want to tell you, you're very lucky, the people that live in Detroit, and it's an honor for me to be here because of him. And he was actually he was a great man. And I don't think there would be golf to the extent that you have it today. It probably would.
The lady behind him has a huge smile on her face. She thinks it's funny.
Enjoy it, everybody. Enjoy it. And I had to tell you the shower part of it because it's true. What can I do? We want to be honest. We want to be upfront. It's true.
It is funny when you hear about somebody who has a huge dong or something, like a celebrity. Like I remember hearing that about the guy Draper and John Hamm, I think his name is. He's the actor who was in Mad Men. I just remember hearing, oh yeah, he's got a huge dong. And I was like, isn't that weird? Like if you have a huge dong, everybody knows about it. Like it's a secret that people whisper to each other. Oh, he has a huge dong. I didn't know that about Arnold Palmer. What's in an Arnold Palmer? Lemonade and iced tea? Is that what an Arnold Palmer is? Is it something is lemonade and iced tea, right? So anyway, he told that story, and then Jake Tapper was offended by it, or likes talking about dongs, and he brought it up to Mike Johnson for some reason on his show. Jake Tapper.
Why is he talking about Arnold Palmer's penis in front of Pennsylvania voters?
Jake, you seem to like that line a lot. Let me tell you that Donald Trump is doing rallies nonstop around the country.
Let me just say something. I don't want to be talking about this.
Right.
Donald Trump is out there saying it. It is.
But you continue to.
There you go.
Why is he talking?
The person who wrote the tweet said that Mike Johnson was calling him gay by saying, "Oh, you really like that story, don't you, Jake?" Seems like you like talking about dong, Jake. I have some funny stuff for Kamala. I mean, it's just nuts. She says crazy things. I have Kamala doing some kind of word salad. I have her just, so maybe I'll show you. Let me show you this. This is Megyn Kelly. Do you guys want to see it? I have Megyn Kelly dismissing the convicted felon. Sorry. I'll save that. Let me show you instead what someone says the cringiest video of Kamala ever. This is her.
A presidential song for anyone. One Nation Under a Groove by Funkadelic. One nation under a groove. Getting down just for the funk of it. Can I get it on the... A presidential song for anyone.
I don't know. I don't think lefties are going to dislike that. It's only people on the right who think that's bad. People on the left are all like, oh yeah, she's getting down. She's got good vibes. Good vibes. Okay, here's a new word salad moment from an interview with Al Sharpton. She's doing all kinds of press. Trump is too. They're both doing. I mean, Trump's on a different podcast every day, it seems like. And then they're trying to say that he's ducking things. He's doing tons of events. And he speaks forever. She only speaks for a few minutes at her rallies. She only speaks for a few minutes, really. Trump goes for over an hour every time. And then he's doing these hours-long podcasts. But anyway, this is her doing a word salad answer.
The president of the United States must set a standard, not only for our nation, but understanding the standard that we as a nation must set for the world. You know, we as representing the United States of America walk into rooms around the world with the earned and self-appointed authority to talk about the importance of democracy, rule of law, and have been thought of as a role model, imperfect though we may be, but a role model of what it means to be committed to certain standards, including international rules and norms, but also standards of decorum. The president of the United States must...
Yeah, it doesn't... You can't follow what she's saying. It doesn't even make sense. She's not very bright. I don't think. Okay, then I have these guys. Ben Stiller came out. There's this thing about girl dads for Kamala. Kamala tries to micro-target. They try to break everybody down into groups. So it's white men for Kamala. Now they have girl dads for Kamala, it looks like. Here's this cringe, all the stuff, the men for the dudes for Kamala, the commercial they did. And then she's gone after black men specifically. You don't see Trump necessarily pander, except to Jewish people who love Israel. He really panders to them. But he doesn't like pander to black people to get their vote or Hispanic people to get their vote. Not as much. Here's the girl dads for Kamala.
about being a girl dad. I love how much smarter she is than all the guys in the room already. I can tell that she's going to be a powerhouse. She is already at 2.5.
My daughter's 22 and a half, is a feminist, incredibly strong, and has really just inspired me in so many ways. I love her.
I'm the proud dad of Ella over here.
My vote for Kamala is an investment in my daughter's future.
I agree. I'm right there with you.
When the Dobbs decision came out 2+ years ago, I heard from Kamala right away, and then the next person was Ella. She texted me right away, essentially saying, we need to fight. This is not just an issue for women. This is an issue for men and families. And this is one of the many, many reasons why we've got to elect Kamala as president.
Never in my lifetime did I think that we would be having to fight for this and the fight for our own bodies. And I think it's really important for the men to step up and show that they actually support us and they're willing to put things on the line to help us.
There you go. That's the social media ad featuring Ben Stiller, some other guy, and then her husband. What's his name? Kamala's husband. What's his name? I've Mark Cuban. So, in the billionaires department, Trump's got Elon and Kamala has Mark Cuban, but Mark Cuban doesn't even support her policies. So they called him out on CNBC today. He basically says, yeah, if she actually did that, I would actually campaign against her. And she proposes these things, price controls, like communist things. It is sort of like they say, oh, don't say she's going to be a communist. But she's proposed things like price controls, tax on unrealized gains that are like communist policies that don't work, have a history of not working, have a history of backfiring. So anyway, this is Mark Cuban on CNBC.
Hey, Mark, I'm looking at an NBC article from our corporate parent. It just says, I guess at an Arizona town hall meeting, when you were asked about the possibility of unrealized taxing unrealized capital gains, you said if you really thought that the vice president would do that you'd campaign against her. So I guess that was a true comment you made. And then my follow-up
So what
question,
I said was, I said it's not going to happen. Absolutely not going to happen. If for some reason she lied about it, I would campaign against her so there wouldn't be a second term.
Okay. Then what I was going to ask you is, and I'm not going to go through, these are like, there's like 20 things, but I'll just pick out a couple that I think would be really scary. If she were to try to abolish the filibuster, if you knew she was going to do...
Yeah, I don't agree with that. Next.
And then...
you said that. So
how about free health care for all?
She doesn't talk about that. So here's exactly what she's talking about with health
care. But there were some things she has said. I can pick out probably 10 things where
Joe, I can go back to an interview.
You would say, yeah, I'd campaign against her. So what do you like?
Yeah, good question. I wish I had a longer version of that clip, to be honest, because he was being pretty hard on him. But that's what was on Twitter today, so I couldn't find anything longer. But she basically says, yeah, like there's no way you support her policies. Being a billionaire, you at least had to figure out enough about money to get to that point. And you realize that her policies are insane. And he even says that. And then it's as if he's spoken with her. He speaks as if he's spoken with her privately. And she says, oh, yeah, I'm just saying that. So why is she saying that? Why does she say it if she doesn't mean it? She's still talking about price gouging. Oh, Kamala's going to crack down on price gouging. How are you going to do that? Who's price gouging? We have a free market. We have competition. I mean, in general, kind of. If one person price gouges and somebody else will just not price gouge, and the person price gouging will go out of business because they won't sell anything. Unless there's you can price gouge when there's a hurricane. And then there's price gouging. When there's a natural disaster, or something, and you want to control price gouging then, okay, it seems fair. Although there are arguments from libertarians that you should never control prices. But if it's like a natural disaster, there's only a few stores open, there's only a few supplies, so you want to stop price gouging, okay, or people are charging $10 a gallon for gasoline. But I mean, you can't control it otherwise, not when there's just normal things and people can choose where to go. I mean, I just think about it. In my neighborhood, I have like 5 within 10 minutes at least. And granted, this isn't true of everyone. But I live in a city. So within 10 minutes of me, there are at least 5 major supermarkets that are different chains. And if one of them decided they were just going to price gouge, they wouldn't, people would go to a different store. That's how capitalism works. That's how free markets work. So she really is completely insane. Her policies, and it's different than Biden. Biden never proposed any of that stuff. She should say, this is where I differ from Biden. I'm a communist, I'm literally a communist. Or I'm literally going to propose communist policies. Literally. Okay, we're getting through stuff. Thanks for joining me for this journey today. You're welcome to drop super chats. Otherwise, if you want to support the show in other ways, you can support through buymeacoffee.com/lifttheveil. I put that link up on the screen. Buymeacoffee.com/lifttheveil. You can drop off coffees at any time by going there, and I'll read them on the show. I don't have any to read now, but I would go over there and read them at this point in the show. And then you can also go to Cash App, which is $LTV411. And thank you everyone who supports me that way. I know I got somebody sent me something and said thank you for not doxing me, so I won't say what their name is on the Cash App. Okay, so I have So I have Bill Maher kind of saying how crazy the Democrat Party has gotten. So I'll play that. Then I have something about Bitcoin. And we've shown you the odds and everything for today. Seems like I think they're blowing out since the show started. It's 64.5 to 35.5. It's almost 30 points now. It's 29 points. Different. Trump is ahead by right now in the betting odds on Polymarket. I mean, it's really blowing out. It's just went up to 64.7. Like while I'm watching it move. So, but it's the day after that I really wonder what's going to happen. And what's the better result? Probably the better result is that Trump wins, because if he loses, there'll be chaos probably. Probably the better result is that he wins, and he wins by by some kind of margin. Too big to rig, they say. All right, here in California, I live really close to. I'm relatively speaking really close to where they launch SpaceX rockets from California. It's called Vandenberg Space Force Base. Vandenberg Space Force Base used to be Air Force Base. He applied to launch more rockets, and the California Coastal Commission said no because of his support of Donald Trump, basically. So let me play Bill Maher talking about that.
This is where the rubber meets the road, because this is important. He wanted to, this week, he's suing the 12-member commission, the California Coastal Commission. He launches his rockets from Vandenberg Space Force Base. We used to call it Air Force Base, but I guess now we're into Space Force time. He wanted the proposal to expand the number of launches. Okay, again, one of the most impressive companies, an American company. He wants a little more, give it to him. No, the commission, some bureaucrat, said nope, and this is the reason why. Commissioner Carol Hart saying, we're dealing with a company, the head of which has aggressively injected himself into the presidential race and made it clear what his point of view is. Yes, because he lives in America, and he can do that.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with this. And, you know, the right thinks that the left is in a very different place with free speech than they have been before, and they're not wrong. They're not wrong. This is arrogant. You don't punish somebody. It would be like if we stopped Henry Ford from making the cars because we didn't like what
but can you take one
what he said about
example?
Jews
One idiot.
is way, I thought he would continue that. He's like, we didn't cancel. It's true. We didn't cancel Henry Ford when he wrote like stuff about international Jewry or whatever. I mean, he published the protocols of the learned elders of Zion. I mean, he published it and put it out and stuff. Henry Ford. He supported Hitler and everything. But they still let him sell cars. They don't let it tarnish his reputation. That's the craziest thing to me, too, because they go off so much today. Like if Trump is elected, he says he's going to deport anti-Semites. He's going to make sure he's going to destroy anti-Semitism. Yeah, and Henry Ford, I mean, he was out there, man. Like he had a newspaper where he'd print a column every week about international Jewry and stuff like that. I mean, he was serious. And they didn't cancel him. It's true.
Right? Truly an idiot to stop.
This is not an idiot. This is someone with power.
An idiot with power is not unusual.
Okay, but that's
right.
No, but having power matters.
Well, let's talk about why we've talked about entrepreneurs and what makes America great. You know what makes our economy, what sustains our economy? The rule of law. And that's what I believe is at stake at this election. We want a fair and equitable approach to the rule of law. The great thing about America is an idiot makes a decision like that based on politics instead of based on what their job is. You can take it to the courts. The courts will overturn it, and I guarantee you they're gonna have that decision overturned, and they're gonna find another reason, a better reason, a more relevant reason to deny.
And they'll learn a harder
requesting.
lesson. He'll just move more of his production and more of his launches somewhere else, to Florida or to Texas, wherever.
Exactly.
I mean, they'll learn the hard way.
There you go. They're not going to make the money from the launches. They must make. I wonder if they benefit from it. So yeah, that's Bill Maher talking about it. It is crazy. So that's Elon Musk, though. He's supporting Trump. Yeah, the richest guy in the world supporting Trump. And then a lot of the richest guys supporting Kamala. So, and then Trump has some international money too from Adelson's wife, who's still donating. She gave him like 500. She gave him a bunch, 100 million or something like that. All right. I have a clip about Bitcoin. Yeah, I'll play it. Remember to get your Bitcoin shirts. They're $5. $5 Bitcoin shirts, $5 crypto future shirts, truthclothing.io. Let me play this clip about why Bitcoin is going to go to the moon.
So what do you see? What's the future, the near term and the longer term future that you envision for Bitcoin?
Oh my gosh. This thing's going to hundreds of thousands of dollars per coin, Charles. I mean, the US government is in so much debt. The way I think about Bitcoin's price equals technology plus fiat liquidity. So it's going to go up because it's innovative tech and it's better money. But what really shoots it up at a neck-breaking pace is when our government is tens of trillions of dollars in debt and has to.
I'm not going to play an old clip. This is from when Bitcoin was only $36,000. Yeah, when you go back in time, Bitcoin was usually cheaper. So 67.5 right now, that's pretty good. Get your Bitcoin shirt. Somebody I think did buy a crypto shirt from me because I had an order that was like $10 including shipping. So for $10 including shipping, you can have a t-shirt. That's crazy. A really nice one. You can just buy one. Then you can buy one later when you see that the quality is really good. But we have really high quality shirts, all at Truth Revolution Clothing, truthclothing.io. I'll see if there's anything I should respond to in the chat. Thanks for tuning in. We got 100 people. That's good. 100 people tuned in. We didn't get any super chats today. So we can make up for that with buy me a coffees or Cash App injections if you guys want. You can make up for it by buying t-shirts if you want. And I'll see you guys at the next one. We did over an hour, so that's good. See you guys at the next one. You guys feeling good? Unless anybody has any questions. All right, we'll see you at the next one. All right, buy t-shirts, support the show. For now, that's what it is. End stream.